broadcasting from Atlanta, Georgia, home of the Atlanta Falcons. This is The Kelisa Show, a broadcast about American issues from a conservative view. And now, here is your host, Kelisa Bass. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to The Kelisa Show. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channels, as I will be loading a lot of content on issues pertaining to the birth certificate bonds, how your social security number is being used by the government, with proof and step-by-step understanding of the processes involved. So this show is about understanding the AFS, or bond number, that so many videos are surfacing on the internet about, and how you can find and research your own. Understand that there are a lot of those uploading information saying that it isn't true or that it's a scam, it's a fraud. But believe me, ladies and gentlemen, it is not a scam at all. And the information, well, a lot of it is very true. Here's how you can look up your information. First, let us understand that an AFS bond or bond number is a number that's located on your birth certificate, which says it's a bond. And in many cases, it may also be called a serial number. The AFS, or bond number, stands for Attestation Facilitative Services. Attestation Facilitative Services, which in the broader sense works for the government and worldwide entities. Here is the AFS document about their services, which you can find online, and I will also leave a link. It says that we are facilitators of the attestation procedure. Our document attestation service is reliable, fast, less expensive, while remaining dedicated to the highest business standards. We strive to provide the best and most customer-friendly services. We are providing the service of attestation, apostille, and legalization. Mostly 3 types of documents are attested: educational, non-educational, and commercial documents. Your birth certificate, ladies and gentlemen, is a commercial document. We provide attestation, oh my God, being that word, service from all embassy. Now, it also goes on to say our company is providing the most reliable services to all the individuals as well as the organizations that need for attestation, authentication, and apostille, which is different from the word apostole, which is what I keep keep getting ready to pronounce, but that's a totally different word. And so you can go on to read the document. I'll leave a link at the bottom so that you can familiarize yourself with what the AFS number is. Now, depending on what state you're in, it is a 7-digit number. I will say that. And I'm from the state of Michigan. It clearly says AFS on there. Depends on what state you're from or you're born in. It will still be a 7-digit number. That will be your serial number or your bond number or the AFS number. And so you will have to look on your birth certificate, and you should be able to find that number. So a lot of times people, when they don't understand a thing, then someone can tell them that it's not true. Or if you don't feel like researching or find out, which I'm an avid researcher, when I hear something and I start hearing about this, actually, I didn't just start hearing about this. I've heard about it for years. I just recently took the time, because of the craze it had and the different videos and things I saw, to actually research it, take some time and find out what it meant. So the word attestation, the definition for that is it's a formal statement that you make saying something that is really true. Okay, so understand that. Apostille is simply an endorsement. It's also French. Apostille means to certify, authenticate, or complete. Aims to simplify the legalization of documents to verify their authenticity. in order to be valid internationally, making necessary or unnecessary diplomatic or consular legalization or for other certifications. Okay, so we want to understand that when we're reading these documents, we want to understand that it's the wording that they use, and it's good to know that you need the AFS number or the CUPSIP number or the serial number. You need to know what these words mean and what they mean when they say it. Okay, because understand that they are looking at you as the straw man. And I know everyone, maybe not everyone, but I'm pretty sure everyone has heard of the Wizard of Oz, the straw man. He always said, if I only had a brain. So no wonder they label the fictitious man who's a straw man, because you don't have a brain. You won't use your brain, which makes no sense. Now, this author, I'm going to go back to the words, and then I'll go on to explain everything else. But the authentication is the process of recognizing a user's identity. It is the mechanism of associating an incoming request with a set of identifying credentials. This identity is provided in a form of a user ID, identifying information. So you can have identifying information for many things, but if you can go onto a website such as treasurydirect.com, put your number in there, which I'm going to show you proof of mine and how I know that it's a real document or a real bond, then maybe you'll have the courage to use your knowledge to research your own stuff, even if you don't do anything with it. I believe it's still a good idea to familiarize yourself with many things, especially the maritime law. The maritime law is clearly how they are operating when it comes to the American people. Two totally, law of the land, law of the sea. You need to familiarize yourself with the maritime law, because then you'll understand the wording. You'll understand why they are doing this to us, and actually have made it a legal process for them to do. Now, I'm going to put up at this time a copy of my information when it comes to the bond number. I blacked most of the numbers out because this is the internet and I don't want to have all my information out there. However, I left the last number on the side so that you can see I really did put a number in. And when you go on there and research, now I was told just to research EE bonds, and that's not true, because I'm not saying it's not true. Do search EE bonds, do search denominations. And the reason why I say this is because there are several bonds out there, not just the EE, the I, the SN. They have several bonds under your AFS number. And I found this out because I went to search mine. And if you put in the wrong denomination, take notice at the top, all this information will pop up itself. All you need is the bond, the date, the month, and the year that you were born is all you're going to put in there. Now, mine was a little bit different because I was born in the month of January, but my mother did not get my birth certificate until May the 5th. However, I'm noticing that when I'm searching other people's AFS number, the birth certificate is being used in the month that they were born. So perhaps back then they were a little slower. They're trying to figure out how to do it. And so, or with the processes they were doing it. Now it's much quicker. It's much quicker. So I've searched mine, my children's, other people's, and you could just look on there and see. Also, pay attention to the date of maturity. If you never let them know, and there is a process, and I will share that with you in another video. However, there is a process. I have a recording. I'm trying to figure out how to upload it, where I was speaking with a young man at the Fidelity Direct, and he actually gave me some good information at the end of it. before he was just trying to say that it was a fraud, and maybe you went to treasurydirect.com. And I'm sorry, I don't like when people try to say things to me that doesn't make sense. So why in the world would I go to treasury.com, and it's a government organization? Anyway, towards the end, you'll hear on the video, he says, okay, this is what you do. He said, I need to file an FS 1048. And then there's a FS 3500 if you need additional, which you'll need additional because you're going to have a lot of accounts, especially if you're above the age of like 25, 30 years old. So I will leave a link to those documents at the bottom as well. However, I looked at my my printout, and make sure you print it out when you get this stuff, and you start, and you have to go year by year, year by year to get all this information. So I noticed that in 79 is when they kept trading and using my number. Well, in 1980, I ended up going into foster care, and I was awarded the state of Michigan in the year 1980, right? So the government cannot make money off the government, so they stopped using my number. After I was in foster care for a few years, then I ended up getting recruited into a religious cult. And the years that I was there, they also did not use my number. It wasn't until I left there and I applied for a social security card and I tried to get a copy of my birth certificate, they started using it again. So that's proof to me right there that they knew that I was like pretty much back within the population of people, because I had been taken out by the government, so the government can't, make money off of themselves, so they stopped using the number, which is surprising because I have a lot of accounts that are coming. Matter of fact, it's like 2025 that are going to mature in August of this year and November of this year. So yeah, and you can see that right here on the screen. So, and these aren't all the ones I have. I just wanted to show you the break where they stopped using it and then started back again. And I could see the months based on my birth year, the year I was born, and the number that's actually on my birth certificate. You cannot put a number in there that's not real, because if you do, it's going to give you a warning, and it's going to say impossible or impossible, that we could have traded this much because we only did it between like 1941 and 1970. And so it'll tell you to go back and correct yourself. So stop letting people tell you that you're stupid. It's like you're looking at it in black and white. You're seeing what it's saying. And it's almost like they treat you like Americans like literal straw men who don't have brains, because it's almost like it's another phase of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer had a very shiny nose, and you're telling your kids that some big guy came down the chimney. You don't even have one, first of all. Second of all, he never got his suit dirty. The hole isn't big enough for him to come down and go back up, and then the Easter bunny that lays eggs, colored eggs, and come on. Whew, you guys have got to think. You have to think. And yes, you do have to research and do some work to figure out this information. But first and foremost, it is to educate yourself. I read the whole 52 pages, the United States Bill of Exchange Act. And I'm going to share that section in there that says who a banker is. And the information is really deep, and I'm trying to make these videos short, but I'm definitely going to make sure that I post some more videos. So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave me a message or send me a message or get in contact with me. Leave me your information, and then we'll do this thing together. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you soon.